Okay, let's start about the trouser part. So guys, in this session we are going to tell you about how to take measurements for a dummy as well as like for an individual. So I will show you by both the methods like how we can take the measurements for our trouser. So in the trouser we have like 5 major requirements that we need to draft a pattern for the trouser. The first one is the length of the trouser, second inseam, and third round hip, round waist, and the ankle. So these are the few measurements are very important to calculate before drafting your pattern for the trouser. So let us start one by one. So first we will see the length, how we can calculate the length. So simply I am just putting up my measuring tape over there. So you can see here the total length. It depends upon you how much the length you want to take. If suppose you want to take 44 or you want to take 43, 44 or 40. See, different sizes we have different measurements. So it's totally depends upon you how much the length of trouser you want to keep for your pattern. So for this example, for this particular measurement, I am taking the length of my trouser is 40 inches. So in this way you can calculate. The second parameter is round waist. So what you will do? Simply you can calculate by taking this as a circular at the waist area. So here it is coming 32 inches. So in this way you can calculate your round waist, right? And the third parameter is inseam. Inseam length. Ab inseam length क्या होता है? When there is a length from this crotch line. So this is my crotch line. So just you leave 1 inch below. Just 1 inch below from your crotch. 1 inch below from this crotch, you can take your measurements till your bottom. तो जितना तुमने लेंथ लिए वहां तक you can measure your inseam length. Suppose I have taken for this dummy the inseam length is 30.5. So suppose I am ending my length here. So this dummy is 30.5. So here I want to tell you whatever the length we have taken for the trouser. Suppose we have taken a length for the 40. So accordingly inseam length would varies, but the method of calculating is just you will take the 1 inch below from the crotch depth, and whatever the length you have taken for the trouser till that you can till that point you can measure with the help of measuring tape. So for that particular factor of this inseam length, we have demonstrated that we have taken 29 inches that I will put in the measuring sheet. The next point is round hip. Round hip. So how do we calculate round hip? You can see here. So जहाँ पे जितना भी maximum हमारे को depth मिलेगा, as you can see, wherever you will get the maximum depth at the hip. So you can place your measuring tape in such a way, and then you can. One second. See. So for this, we are coming here around 38. So you can see here. So that 39 approximately is coming. because थोड़ा सा ease रखना पड़ता है. और one thing I would like to tell you, as we have measured here our waist, that is approximately 32 inches. So there must be a difference of between waist and round hip. 6 inches का difference रहता है minimum, like average. अगर हम if you measure तो waist and round hip में 6 inches का difference रहता है. और just like quick review of this ankle length. So you can see here minimum जो हम लेते हैं ankle का trouser के लिए वो minimum 14 inch और से हम स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द स्टाइल ऑफ द ट्राउजर कि तुम्हें कौन सा स्टाइल का ट्राउजर रखना है, लूज में रखना है या फिटिंग में. बट मिनिमम आई वुड से ये 14 इंचेस लाइक इट्स प्रेफरेबल फॉर इररेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ द लाइक डिफरेंट स्टाइल्स. और थोड़ा सा अगर इसमें टाइट 13.5 भी ले सकते हैं, बट 14 इज द लाइक द राइट वन to consider for the ankle, like because it would be easy during the movement of. So guys, here we are going to start to draft the pattern for front trousers. So the first step is the length. How much length we will take? Here we have taken 40 inches length. So in the 40 inch length, we will subtract the belt width 1.5 inches and we will add 0.5 inch for seam allowance. So the total length that we get is 39 inches. So here we are marking a point with a distance of 39 inches. So you can see here I am marking a point of 39 inches. And here I simply marking a straight line. And marking a straight line of 39 inches long length. Check here. So this is the length we have drawn from this A point to B point. We have 39 inch length. So here 39 inch length is ready. And this is our B point where we have drawn a straight line. It's like a straight perpendicular line. And now you need to understand like how we can go further. So next step would be we have inseam length that is 29 inches. So to develop a crotch line for your trouser, you need to add 1/4 inch in your inseam length. So inseam length is 29 inches. We'll add 1/4 inch, 29.25. We will mark a point from this B. So here you can say from B point we'll mark the inseam length of 29.25. So here we got a point and we are marking at 29.25. This is our C point. As you can see here, we have marked a point C with a length of this B to C is 29.25 inches. So that we are taking this inseam plus 1/2 inch. So that is 1/4, 29.25. B to C. So B to C, we got this and this line here. We are developing it from this C point. We are creating a straight line. Simply you need to draw a straight line like this. So this line is indicating your crotch line. this is your waistline, crotch line, and what we have created at the point number B, as you can see here. So this is point number B. This is our ankle line. This is our ankle line. Okay, so 3 lines we have created. First one is the waistline, second is this crotch line, and this third line is for ankle line. So the next step is we need to create our knee line. So how would we create our knee line? As you can see, this one is the crotch line and the point is C, and this is our ankle line, point is B. So, and the distance of BC is 29.25. So we will divide, we will create a midpoint of this entire B and C. So we have created a point here. This, as you can see, this point is the midpoint of B and this C point, BC ka midpoint, and we will add here 2.5 inches. 4.5 inches we will add. So here I can write this D point, I can say, and D point came from, this is BC ka half, and later D to E, and this D to E. So we have added here D point plus 2.5 inches. So we have marked equal to this E point. E point is equal to D plus 2.5. So you can see here, this is the D point that we marked, that is the midpoint of BC by MA2, that we got 29.25 divided by 14.62 we got. So from this B point से लेकर जो ये हमने D point बनाया, that measurements around 14.62. उसके बाद जो हमने ये D से जो we simply added this 2.5 inches to 14.62, we got 17.12. So the total distance from this B to the point called E, that we have 17.12. So हमने यहाँ पे point develop किया, और now we will develop a straight line over there. Simply we make a perpendicular line. So this is our knee. And this was our ankle line, knee line. And this one is crotch line. So after this, once we crotch line we have made, so what we will do, we'll mark a line for hip line. So that much distance from C is indicates your crotch line. So we will divide, like our round hip is 36. So we will take 1/3 of 36. Oh, sorry, 1/12. 1/12 of round hip, that came 3 inches. So we are marking a point of 3 inches here, and again we'll do the same, we'll mark a straight line. this is for this line is for hip line. So the first line that we have created from this A point, that is our waistline. So guys, we have created all our lines: waistline, hip line, crotch line, knee line and ankle line. Now the term is, we have to give the dimension for width, how much width we need to calculate. So first we are going to start with our crotch line. So this is our crotch line, you can see here. So to calculate the crotch line, we have a formula, that is, to calculate the crotch line, the width of crotch line, we have formula 1/3 of hip minus 0.5 inches. So that became we got 11.5 inches. So what we will do here, simply we will mark a point 11.5, the distance of 11.5 from this C point. Simply are marking a point of 11.5 here. So here we have marked a point 11.5, and once this point is derived, we will divide this 11.5, this entire width को we will divide into half. So we have this C point, and this point we got, we are naming this point with F. Suppose F we have given. So now we will create a midpoint of CF. So that point is, we are giving this marking here. This is the O point. So how this O came? Simply we have divided into 1/2. So CF divided by MA2. So basically what we had here, 11.5 divided by MA2, that we got 5.75. So हमने यहाँ पे 7C से 7.5 पे मार्क किया, so we got a point called O. So we have this division. After then we will create the 3 equal intervals from O to F. So OF क्या है? OF, that is 5.75 divided by MA 3. So guys, you can see here, so this is my O and F point, where we need to divide into 3 equal intervals. So this OF is 5.75 and we have divided into 3, that we got 1.9 inches. So with 1.9 inches we have to mark 2 other points. So you can see here, this comes here around, and this comes here, and this comes here. So you can see here this point and this point. So we have divided into 3 equal intervals. So I'm just like 1 and 2, or third we have already. After then you need to draw a straight line from your second point. ये हमारा second point है. Second point से second point, so we'll mark a straight line. Suppose we are naming these points G and H. So from this G point, we are naming this point G. G point से we need to draw a perpendicular line till your waistline. So this is our crotch line completed. So now we will moving to our waistline. So what we will do here, from this we are calling this I point, and with this I point we will mark another point J here with a distance of 0.5 inches. 0.5 inches के distance we will mark a point G. Okay. And after then from this J point से हम लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे. ये जो हमें ये इंटरसेक्शन दिख रहा है, जस्ट लाइक विद मीटिंग दिस इंटरसेक्शन से हम एक लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे. अभी J C, माई लाइन विल कम फ्रॉम J एंड जस्ट इसको मैच करता हुआ दैट विल नीड टू ड्रॉ ए स्ट्रेट लाइन, ए डायगोनल लाइन. सो हमने यहाँ पे J पॉइंट से एक लाइन ड्रॉ करी है. इसको इस पॉइंट से मैच करते हुए वेर एवर इट फॉल्स लेट इट कम. ओके. सो आफ्टर देन सिंपली विद द हेल्प ऑफ फ्रेंच कर्व, दिस फ्रेंच कर्व की हेल्प से वी कैन ज्वाइन दिस क्रोच कर्व. सी way we can create our final line, this F. This point we can call X. So F, X and J. So we'll need to join F, X and J. This is our final line. We will consider F, X and J. So our next step is we need to join this segment from this crotch curve से हमें ये join करना है, but we do not have any point on the knee line. So अभी तक हमारे पास knee line is like completely free without any marking being done on the knee line. So how we will create a point on knee line? You need to just see here. So we have what you have to do. Okay, before creating a point on knee line, first, so guys, before creating a point on knee line, first we have to create our ankle line. So for ankle line we have a measurement 14 inches. So here we will take, because half we are creating, so we will take half 7 inches. So because on this line we do not have any point on ankle line, so just let's focus on this. So now we had a point called O here. That point O is on the crotch line, and O is the mid of CF. So what we will do, we will create a straight perpendicular line from O to till our ankle line. We will join these all together, both. So simple, you need to create a straight line from this O. जहाँ तक ये हमारा ये एंकल लाइन जो आ रहा है, एंकल लाइन तक हम इसको ड्रॉ कर लेंगे. So this is our ankle line. हम यहाँ पे ankle line तक we will draw over this entire straight line, as you can see. So यहाँ ankle line से लेकर till this crotch line के mid point तक we have drawn a straight line. Okay. And after then we'll create our ankle line, because how much the width we need to mark the points for ankle line. So here we have this perpendicular line, and our ankle measurements is 14 inches. We will take half 7 inches, and 7 inches का भी हम half करेंगे, because the total that we required is 7 inches. So simply we can measure like this and finish here 7 inches. So what we can do, we can divide 7 into half, that is 3.5. So we can mark 1 point here, 1 point here. So that point we got. So that point is 3.5 inches. Similar way, 3.5 inches. So total is we have 7 inches that we got. And when we are completing our ankle width, so we can also complete along with our hemming part. So hemming part we have kept here 2 inches extra we have marked here 2 inches, and in the width we are adding this 3.5 plus quarter inch, so we are taking 3.75. So you can see here, we can mark this one, and again this one. Simply we can draw a segment for our folding, or you can call it the hemming part. You can join this segment. think so we can join this. Okay guys, here we have created the bottom part, ankle part. So now we need to close this line. So how will we complete? So first we'll go to this crotch line, as you can see. So this from F point, you can see here. So we'll mark a point from F point. इस F point से हमने यहाँ पे 0.5 इंच के डिस्टेंस पर we have created a point and with उसके बाद हमें यहाँ पे नी लाइन पे एक पॉइंट क्रिएट करना है, बिकॉज नी लाइन इज द लाइन we have not yet touched. We have not marked any point on knee line, so we need a point somewhere here as per the width of knee what we require. So how we can calculate a point for knee? So there is a technique. So just we need to add a 0.5 inches from F से 0.5 inch inward we need to create point, and simply from this point we'll place our measurement tape on this point and we'll take this till ankle length. So here you can see just I am placing my measuring tape to this here. See here, this is my point. We have already got this, made this point. Just place my measuring tape here, and from here we will keep our measuring tape on this 0.5 inch of distance. So one thing you need to ensure here, your measuring tape should be straight, simply like this. So it should be cut to cut on point. थोड़ा सा इधर नहीं होना चाहिए, थोड़ा सा उधर नहीं होना चाहिए. जस्ट इस पॉइंट पे जो हमने यहाँ पे F पॉइंट से अंदर की तरफ पॉइंट लिया, 0.5 पे हमने टेप रखा, और हमारी सेकंड साइड में जो एंकल पॉइंट है वहाँ पे टेप रखा, और उसके बाद जहाँ पे भी ये हमारा जो टेप क्रॉस कर रहा है, जस्ट लाइक होल्डिंग टाइट टू आवर मेजरिंग टेप, विल एड ए पॉइंट हेयर. सो यहाँ पे नी लाइन पे जहाँ पे भी ये मैच करेगा, तो हमारा ये यहाँ पे मैच कर रहा है, तो हमने यहाँ पे एक पॉइंट मार्क कर दिया. सो दिस पॉइंट वी हैव क्रिएटेड. सो दैट पॉइंट वी आई एम गिविंग द नेम ऑफ L. ये एक L पॉइंट वी हैव गिवन ए पॉइंट, वी हैव मार्क्ड ए पॉइंट ऑफ L. आफ्टर देन वी विल सिंपली मेजर दिस डिस्टेंस. L से लेकर ये जितना भी ये क्रॉस सेक्शन है, ये हमारा 4.5, एज यू कैन सी 4.5 वी हैव मेंटेन्ड. वी हैव गॉट दिस डिस्टेंस 4.5 inches. सेम वे here, whatever we got here distance, we will mark it here. So we will mark it here, just like 4.5 distance from, we will mark another point. So that the point we are calling it P, this P. So L, Q. So this intersection point, if I am saying Q point, so this is the LQ is 4.5 inches, QP that we got 4.5 inches, both are same. So here in this way you can create your points for your knee line. Got it? So the next step is we need to join, we need to join this L point and this F point. अभी हमारा जो क्रोच का जो एंड पॉइंट था ये F है, F से हमें L को ज्वाइन करना है. तो विद द हेल्प ऑफ हिप कर्व वी विल ज्वाइन दिस. जस्ट सी लाइक हाउ यू कैन प्लेस योर हिप कर्व. अभी ऐसे हिप कर्व रखना है कि जो भी यहाँ पे लाइन क्रिएट हुए इट शुड बी लाइक इट कम्स लाइक दिस, इट शुड कनेक्ट टू द okay. Before creating this segment with the help of hip curve, first we will connect our ankle line to the knee line, so it would be easy for you to create a segment. So what we will do first, before that creating a crotch to knee line, we will create our, we will join these lines. With the help of L square, we're going to connect these 2 points. Similarly, we will connect this P from P point. Here we have connected this segment and this segment with our P and L. So now it would be easy for us to understand like how we can create this curve from L to F. अभी हमने इस तरीके से करना है कि ये जो हिप कर्व है लाइक दिस, ऐसे हम हिप कर्व को प्लेस करेंगे ताकि ये बिल्कुल ऐसे स्ट्रेट लाइन जाए. इस तरह से कनेक्ट करना है इस कर्व को कि इस पॉइंट के बाद जो भी ये सेगमेंट है उसे इस तरीके से कनेक्ट हो जाए कि वो स्ट्रेट लाइन ही नज़र आए. ऐसा ना हो कि यहाँ पे तुम थोड़ा सा ऐसा कर लो या अंदर की तरफ कर लो तो ये पार्ट अलग दिखेगा, ये पार्ट अलग दिखेगा. ये अलग नहीं दिखना चाहिए. सिमेट्री यू हैव टू मेंटेन. द कर्व बट यू आर टेकिंग लाइक दिस दैट शुड मैच विद द बॉटम सेगमेंट. So like this you can connect your segment. See, अब मेरा यहाँ से मैं हिप कर्व रखने के बाद मैं देख सकता हूँ कि मेरी लाइन यहाँ से स्ट्रेट कनेक्ट हो रही है. अभी मैंने ये ड्रॉ नहीं किया बट स्टिल आई कैन सी दिस लाइन इज लुकिंग straight after this point. So now I am sure and my line will appear as a one segment. So from this F point I am making so in this way you can connect your F and L point. The same way you can do for this C point and P point. So now we need to join this P to C. So see how you will place your hip curve like this. In this direction you will place your hip curve for the joining of, you see my straight line, you can see here. See, this line is looking very straight. So in this way you can connect. थोड़ा सा मेरा स्केल ये हिल गया, तो व्हाट यू कैन डू, ये जो साइड में कर्व आ रहा है ये नको, ये नहीं है, जो पीछे वाला कर्व है ये ठीक है। तो इस तरीके से आप लोगों को एक कर्व ड्रॉ करना है। मतलब कहने का मतलब है ये बिल्कुल स्ट्रेट लगना चाहिए, एक ही शेप आनी चाहिए। सो नाउ वी हैव टू क्रिएट ए पॉइंट ओवर हेयर फॉर आवर वेस्ट लाइन। अभी हमारा वेस्ट लाइन कितना है 30। सो हाउ डू वी कैलकुलेट दिस पॉइंट हेयर? सो वी हैव लाइक one formula writing here, 1/4 of waist plus 3/4 seam allowance. That is waistline is 30 divided by 4 plus 3/4 is seam allowance. So that we got 8.25 inch. So we'll mark a point from this J. Listen, from this J point, we'll mark a point of 8.25. See. So you can see here, by this J point, we are marking a point with a distance of 8.25. So here you can mark a point. That point we are calling R. So R point came by putting this value 8.25 from J. And after then, once we got this R point, from here we will connect this R to our hip line. So in this way you can create your waistline. So guys, here our front pattern of trouser is ready, as you can see here. So this is ankle line, this one is knee line, and crotch line, hip line, waist line. So this pattern is ready for our front, and we have followed this particular measurements for this, where we have taken Length is around 40 inches, inseam 29, waist 30, ankle 14 and hip is 36 inches. There is a point that to be noted here. Waist, the difference between waist and hip line, that should be approximately 6 inches. So here what we have taken here. Okay guys, this time we are going to do our back part of trouser. So first you understand here, you need to cut from this curve lines, like you need to cut from this curve line J, X, F, here R to C, this curve line. You will apply, you cut your paper from this line, I am just indicating, and this you will go to the down, and this will go here. So in this way you will cut your pattern for the front. So I would say here, before starting your back part of your trouser, the entire, you can see here, this is our front part. So before starting our back part of trouser, you need to develop exactly, you need to make the copy of front trouser what you have made here. So you will copy the entire measurement at here. So suppose this is, I have been marked through the pencil. As you can see, this is exact the copy of the front. So you can see here, this is the exact copy of your front pattern for the men's trouser. So now we are going to do the changes for the back pattern of the trouser. So we will apply changes on the front pattern of what we have developed here. So the first changes you can see here. So guys, we need to first, you need to mark a point of 0.5 inches. So simply we can start from our this crotch line. How you can see here, just this is my previous front pattern, and from this here I am marking of 0.5 inches, as you can see. This I am marking a point here, and similarly I am doing it for knee line, marking a point, this half inches. This is for ankle line, the same half inches. So that much is 0.5 inches. Same here and same at the crotch line. Also I have created a point here, same for 0.5 inches. So once you have created, simply you can join these two segments. So that you can, after marking the points of 0.5 inches, so then you can also join these 2 points. Once you have drawn a line from knee line to ankle line, then simply see here we have point here you need to join from this knee line to crotch line with the help of hip curve. So like this. This way you can complete your half inches, and in the same way we will do at opposite side. See here. So this was my front pattern, and that we are extending here to approximate 1 inches. You can see first we mark it. We have marked 1 inches here, and same at the ankle line. We have marked a point here. Same way we marked here. So this is the gap of distance of 1 inches. So we have marked a distance of 1 inches at ankle line, knee line. And after then we will connect with the help of L scale. This is also distance of 1 inches. So need to join. Join these segments. Similarly, you can join for knee line. Okay. Okay, let's move to the crotch line. So here we have the crotch line. This much is 0.5 इंच. यहाँ पे जो पॉइंट हमने बनाया था, and so this was our front pattern क्रोच कर. यहाँ तक हमने जो भी किया था ये फ्रंट पैटर्न का जो ये क्रोच कर था, जो हमने पॉइंट F दिया था पिछले वाले पैटर्न में, यहाँ से हमने 2.5 इंच का से आगे एक्सटेंड करना है एक पॉइंट. जो हमारा पहले वाला पैटर्न था F, so F से हम वी आर सिंपली मार्किंग द पॉइंट ऑफ with a distance of 2.5 inches, as you can see here. So this is the my point. और इसके after then okay guys, our next step would be we need to mark the points for the crotch line and the waistline, because the back pattern of the trouser is little bit larger at the waist, and the crotch line they're a little bit bigger than the front part of the trouser, because जब हम लोग while at the time of sitting जो बैक पार्ट जो ट्राउज़र रहता है वो थोड़ा सा नीचे स्लिप करता है, इसलिए उस स्लिपिंग के लिए we give like extra amount of fabric space, because at the time of sitting we often tend to slip our fabric. So that's why this is the reason we are adding and making a little bit bigger than the front part of the trouser. So let's focus like how we can deviate, how we can create a bigger part of the crotch as well as waist. So let us focus what are the changes need to be done for your back part of trouser. Okay, so this you can see this line, you can see this is the front crotch curve, and we had this X point. So what we have to do, we need to mark a point here, that is 0.5 inch from here. So just we made a point here, only 0.5 inches, and after then we need to mark a point. So this is the crotch line, as you can see this is the crotch line. From here this crotch line will mark a point somewhere here. So this is 3 by 4 inches. And from here we will, with the help of these 2 points X and Y, suppose we are calling it Y, so with the help of these 2 points X and Y, we are going to create a point Z, that point we will call for the waist. So how do we create that point? You can see here, just so you will use this L square, and you will mark your one side of scale on this point, and another point of this scale, L scale, you will mark this Y point. Just place your scale that connecting X and Y. As you can see here, so this is my X point and this is my Y point, with a distance of 3 by 4 inch from the crotch line, and here from the X we have kept here distance of 0.5 inches. Just you need to just place your L shape in such a way that both are connecting to each other, and after then wherever the point you are getting on the waist, just you will mark a point on the फ्रंट ऑफ द वेस्ट, और फ्रंट वेस्ट जो ट्राउज़र का हमने पहले से ही बनाया वहाँ पे एक पॉइंट को मार्किंग कर देनी है. So simply just you can see, just we have marked a point here. Just we have marked a point here with the help of this L shape, and from here, guys, after marking a point, suppose D here with the help of L scale, now we will match this D line with here point is X, so I'm just matching, I'm just connecting this DX, so I've drawn a line till DX. So wherever my scale is there, as you can see here, I'll simply extending my line from X, and I'm reaching to this my crotch line. So this is my crotch line, and after then I'm extending my line to K, that is 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch I have added from my crotch line. 1/4 inch distance I have extended from the crotch line. That point I am calling it K. After then, simply like once here till this point, this was, see, यहाँ तक हमारा पहले फ्रंट ट्राउज़र तक हमने ट्रेस किया था, बाद में हमने इसी क्रोच लाइन को एक्सटेंड कर दिया 2.5 इंचेस, करेक्ट. और उसके बाद जो हमने ये 1/4 नीचे लेके आए थे, इससे बिल्कुल स्ट्रेट एक लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे टिल दिस पैरेलल टू दिस क्रोच लाइन. सो यहाँ तक हमने ये दिस विल बी आवर extended line, but we have taking it from the waist, but we are extending it from the waist. After then, once this segment is drawn, then what you can do from this D point, whatever we have created with the help of L scale, simply you can extend it 1 inches. सो यहाँ पे इस D पॉइंट से हमने ऊपर की तरफ ये 1 इंच को पॉइंट को मार्क करना है, और इस स्केल की हेल्प से ये देखो, जो हमारा एक जो स्ट्रेट लाइन आ रही थी, जो हमने पहले D से X को ज्वाइन किया था, वहाँ पे वी जस्ट एक्सटेंडेड आवर लाइन टू 1 इंचेस. सो दिस इज that we are calling it E, suppose. So that is extended from D to here. So now this E, when we got this E point, we need to mark the point for waist. So waist निकालने का हमारे पास जो फॉर्मूला, जो कि हमने फ्रंट के केस में जो लिया था, that was 1/4 of waist, हमने plus 3/4 inch seam allowance, that what we have taken for the front trouser. But for the back के लिए we have some another formula. This is 1/4 of waist जो हम लेंगे, plus 1 इंच का हम डार्ट ले रहे हैं, प्लस 0.5 इंच का सीम अलाउंस. सो कितना आ गया? 1/4 ऑफ वेस्ट, दैट इज 7.5 प्लस 1 इंच प्लस 0.5, तो टोटल वी गॉट 9 इंचेस. सो वी विल मार्क 9 इंचेस. So simply just by keeping our measuring tape on the E, and we will place okay. So before drawing this waistline, you must have some line over there. So how you can do? First we have to create a line. that we can do. So this was our hip line. So okay guys, we have hip line is 36. So हम हाफ बना रहे हैं, तो कितना हमारा हाफ करेंगे तो 18 इंच होना चाहिए. तो जस्ट वी आर मेजरिंग फ्रॉम दिस एक्स पॉइंट से ये जो हमने मेज़र किया है, so simply we will keep our measuring tape on the X and place here on the hip line. So we'll mark a point 1/4, because hip line we need to take 1/4 of hip, that is 36, so 9 inches comes. So just from here you will mark a point of 1/4 of hip, that is 9 inches. So that much from here to this point, that is 1/4 of hip, that is 9 inches. So this one is 9 inches. You can see here we have marked a point on this hip line that I need to. So on this hip line, simply you can click on this X, this intersection point से लेकर just you have to mark point 9 inches. After then you need to add from here, that we are calling it T point. So is T point से we are going to add 1 3/4 outside. So simply clicking over there. From this T point से we are just marking 1 3/4. Something around here. So this is the point. So that much distance from here to this point we are extending 1 3/4 inch. So once you got this point, simply you can extend out your line. See, this much segment we need to simply join this segment. Simply you need to join these two segments. So we have just simply create a straighted line. And after then you can extend your hip line. From this point to this point. So this is your hip line, and after then we need to create our waistline. Like whatever the formula but we applied in this formula for waistline, that is 9 inches. So what we will do from this E point, as you can see here, this E point से हम 9 inches के distance पे we will mark a point. इस point से because हमारे पास ये line आ चुकी है, so that should be 9 inches. यहाँ से हम रखेंगे. जहाँ पे भी ये 9 inches, see my 9 inches is ending here, so I will make a point here and draw a straight line. So once your waist is created, you can simply join with the help of hip cuff. In this way you can create your curve for your hip. So in this way, this is like we got entire this much is, this is 9 inches. And once you have drawn this waistline, simply you can divide just mid, so you can create a midpoint of this point SE. Just create a midpoint of S around 4.5. 4.5. This is like what we are here. We are creating a dart. So dart we are taking 1 inches. Here we have taken dart. So we are going to create 1 inch for dart. So half inches we can create here. Half inches we can create here. So we'll take the depth of dart around 3 inches. So we will mark a point around 3 inches. See, 3 inch का हम dart की जो length बना रहे हैं वो 3 inches ले रहे हैं. We just mark the point and ये यहाँ से हमने 1/4 inch ऊपर एक point लिया 1/4 inches and we will यहाँ पे आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. ये जो हमने 3 इंच का जो डार्ट लिया, वी कैन क्लोज अवर डार्ट. दिस यू कैन क्रिएट अवर डार्ट फ्रॉम हियर. So this 1 inches we have created a dart for our back. So guys, one thing we have done, that one thing we need to change here, where we have inserted a dart from this 1/4 upward. So simply you can join, instead of joining here, you can simply here you can join. Similarly, you can join with here. So this you can negate. Okay. और सिंपली वी कैन एक्सटेंड मतलब जितना हमने एक्स्ट्रा लिया था वो हम यहाँ पे एक्सटेंड कर देते हैं. आफ्टर देन दिस क्रोच, this one joining is left, so with the help of hip curve we will join this curve from here. Simply you can close this line. To here. After then you can simply join this curve. So in the same way you can complete your entire. This is the waistline, hip line, crotch line. This curve we have made it, and after then you can see knee line, ankle line. So we simply have extended 0.5 inch here. At all the points 1 inch is here, and here we have added at the crotch. From this line we have added 2.5 inches. So that you can, and apart from that you have to mark, like for ease, the extra you can do, you can just add 2 inches extra for the allowance, for the extra fabric you can keep here. Just by drawing that, just make a point here and make a segment of here till this point. So just like 2 inches का हम यहाँ पे एक्स्ट्रा अलाउंस ले रहे हैं. So simply
अगर शर्ट बनाना है कुछ करना है तो यहाँ
अगर नहीं होगा मुझसे तो हम आ जाएंगे।
आपको अगर खाना है तो आ जाओ, नहीं है तो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लेके जाना तो नहीं।
हाँ ये ऑलरेडी
So we are keeping it here for the allowance, extra allowance.
Which one, silver or golden?
So extra, this is like we are keeping extra fabric for the allowance. So you can start cutting. You can start cutting from this segment. You can start cutting from this segment, and this is your extra round. Sakshi. So just like extra, this is we are keeping for the extra fabric, extra allowance. क्योंकि यहाँ पे ये एरिया बहुत ज़्यादा यहाँ पे फिटिंग का इशू रहता है, तो वी आर जस्ट लाइक कई बार लूज और टाइट करना पड़ता है. समटाइम यू आर मेकिंग ए वेस्ट 34 or 30, you want to increase a little bit, so that's why for that reason we are keeping here extra fabric. So यहाँ से तुम अपना कटिंग स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 2 इंचेस हमने यहाँ पे एक्स्ट्रा ले लिया, और उसी वैसे ही डायमेंशन जो हमने क्रोच के लिए कर्व की, उसी के पैरेलल में हमने कर्व का शेप लिया, और एंड थोड़ा सा एक्स्ट्रा हमने यहाँ से लिया. रेस्ट यू कैन कीप इट रिमेन सेम. और हमने यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा डार्ट लाइन चेंज करी है. जो हमने 1/4 ऊपर लिए, इसी पॉइंट से इसको हमने ज्वाइन करना है. फ्रॉम दिस 1/4 दिस टॉप पॉइंट से इसको हमने ज्वाइन करना है. रेस्ट वुड रिमेन द सेम. So this is our back part of trouser ready.